Well, welcome everybody to a pretty exciting day for sure. If you're an athlete, and I would like to think that that's most of the people in this room, ever since you were a child, if you love sports, you know that this kind of a day is really a dream day. To be able to sign, to be able to play college athletics, that's a pretty cool thing. And so it's very exciting. It's exciting even just personally from being an athletic director. It's exciting, and I know it's got to be multiplied even with Cassie and Dad, Mom, and the rest of the family as well, because you all were the ones that probably took them to all the practices and all the travel stuff, and to be able to be at this point today. So this really is an exciting day. I wanted to say to begin with, just sort of in just some introductory comments before we'll turn it over to Coach Kaiser for her to speak. You know, when I think about Cassie, I've known Cassie for only 2 years. So this is not like we're going back to when she was in K3 and things like that, but she came to us obviously her junior year, and that's really whenever I first got to connect with her. I know you coaches have known her a little bit longer than that, but for 2 years I've got to know Cassie and observe Cassie, interact with her, and two things come to my mind about Cassie when I think about a day like today. One, and they both start with the letter S. One is the word setter, you know, because we needed a setter this past year for sure. You know, our other setter graduated out and did a great job for us, but we really needed a setter. And so you came in and got to sort of see how the flow goes, and then you were able then to sort of assume that role this past year as a senior. And certainly, I mean, I don't know a lot about volleyball, but I have learned a lot since being here. And I know if you can't pass, for one, if you can't serve receive, you're not going to be very good. And if you can't pass, you're not going to be very good. That's just the bottom line to volleyball. And obviously you really become the middle of all that, the transition from the serve receive to whoever's going to be throwing down the hammer. You're the piece that connects the dots, you know, and a lot of times how well you do will be a lot of the result of how well we do, at least 50% of the game type of thing. So setter, and you know, you did a great job for us this past year. Then the other word is smile. That's the other word. It has nothing to do with being athletic, but smile. When I think of Cassie, just whether it's out on the sidewalk or in the gymnasium, I just think she's a smiley kind of girl. She seems to be a happy girl, a contented girl. I'm sure her teammates have seen her in a bad mood a time or two. I'm sure, and I'm sure Mom and Dad and grandparents, I'm sure y'all have seen her in a bad mood a time or two. But I'm going to say I've never seen her in a bad mood. And whether it's during breakfast break, which is sort of where I get to interact with her a little bit, or, you know, in the gymnasium, I just think Cassie's a very happy person. She smiles a lot, and I think that's a great character trait or a demeanor for one to have. And so I see those in you too. In those two characteristics in you, and like I say, I'm very excited about this day as well. Before we get to the formal signing ceremony and the pictures afterwards, I'm certainly going to ask Coach Kaiser if she would come and share as well her thoughts about you and this day.
That's great. I can remember meeting Cassie, and I'm going to kind of go with you, Coach E. Sure. This picture is perfect, and it kind of. I remember meeting you because you're, unfortunately, smiley. I have children too, and my third is usually the one that gives you a little bit more drama than the other two. But so I'm thinking, you know, if you're in psychology, they say third child, you know, watch out for them. But Cassie, when I met you, you were the little one in the gym, and I remember Joey and I kept saying, she needs to get in club. She needs to start playing early, because your sister started a little bit later than she did, and you said, oh, give her some time, so we would toss balls at you, and I think you picked it up pretty fast. And I think what you also picked up was a real strong determination. You know, I know that you came out and you were a little taller than most people, you know, at that time. But also, I think, so you became a hitter, and then I think you played for Coach Alley at 15s, and you started at 14s, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that your
Yes.
first? And then you played for Coach Alley at 15s, and you were a hitter. And I remember at that time, that team just kind of needed a setter. And I'm like, Cassie, what do you think? And that's kind of late in the volleyball world to take on another position or a new position, a position where you're going to go play in college. I mean, coming out of your 15 season, the whole season of 15s had been over, and we said, come on, Cass, let's get in the gym and let's learn how to set. So coming into 16s, which I do 16s, so it's kind of like a selfish motive for me, was like, let's learn how to set. But I think the thing that you had to do is, you can't just walk on the court, anybody who plays volleyball, and say, I'm the setter. You have to earn the respect from your teammates. And you were in a good team, and to earn their respect was probably the hardest thing that you had to do. And I think that you did a real amazing job at it. And I think that's gonna propel you forward in life. Now, I know life, everybody sometimes thinks it's all about volleyball. For me, it's not. But I think that determination you had was to learn a new position and not quit, to keep the smile on your face most of the time, okay, and just earn the respect of your teammates. And I think that's what I remember most of her early days of volleyball. And then I think the exciting thing is, I think we might go to Lake Worth Christian. I'm like, really? I mean, I did tease you a little bit about your high school, and not recruiting-wise, but put that on the record. You're filming. Delete that when you post it. But it wasn't at all recruiting. It was, she was in a tough high school setting, and I don't think your coach really wanted you to set, and I really did. And it wasn't like, you know, at that time we had a setter, so I think I wanted you to have that total school opportunity, and I thank your parents for giving you that opportunity. Yeah, we were blessed because you came and played with us, but also the opportunity to go to Lake Worth Christian. I can't say how I've seen you blossom in more ways than just volleyball. I mean, I hear the things you do after care. I hear the way that you interact with your teammates and the way that you interact in the school. You became involved. You didn't just come to Lake Worth Christian for volleyball. You came to see what more you could add to your life, and that dynamic will propel you forward far longer than volleyball ever will. But I think the skills that you kind of learned through volleyball walk, also the skills that you learned from being a student at Lake Worth Christian, I think it's really going to propel you. And there is life after volleyball, and I want you to know that I don't know how long I'll be around here, but I want you to make this your home and always come back, always stay connected to an amazing school. And you know, I know we're gonna miss you because don't know who's gonna be setting in the future. I mean, you know, you could. we'll see what happens. I have to go. Okay, we'll work on somebody else, but maybe you can help us over the summer. All right, but you know, I want to wish you the best, and you're taking your talents to the next level. This is so exciting for you, so exciting for your family, and you know. We're going to miss you, but I am so grateful for the time and the effort and the energy and the leadership and the things that you brought to the volleyball program, but also to the school. It's been amazing. So, you know, God bless, and use your talents wisely. Make good choices, as I tell my kids, and always keep in touch. All right? Did I skip anything? No.
Thank you, Coach. I'd like to, I don't know that we've done this before here, but I do want to sort of open it up to anybody and everybody. If you've got just, again, we're not looking for testimonies, we're not looking for 3-minute conversations because we don't have time for that. But if you just have a sentence or a word that comes to mind about Cassie that you'd just like to share that sort of appropriate for the moment type of thing. So. Anybody, I mean, this is young, old, it doesn't matter.
I have something to say, Coach G.
All right, go ahead.
I got to know Cassie last year coming in, and right away she reminded me of a former student, Abby Adair. I don't know if you guys remember Abby, but Abby always said hello to me every single day, no matter what was going on. She said hello to me, and Cassie came in and just had that same demeanor with a smile, and just always passed me by, saying hello, saying something nice, and you made the best impression ever on me, and that has always stayed with me forever. And so I congratulate you on this. But the one thing I do have to say, when you talk about a word, there was that one time she did say a word at aftercare that I didn't have to talk to her about. So. But it took me a while when somebody told me that to say, wait, Cassie said? No, not Cass. No, that didn't happen. And then I talked to her and she said, yeah, it happened. But no, you've done a great job, and so I just want you to know how much we've loved having you here the last couple of years. And Greg from Snap said he's sorry he couldn't make it today.
Yeah. Sent a note right here. Got the note from Greg. Congratulations. Yes.
This is my first year with Cassie, and she came on the softball team, and she is a mentor to the younger ones, and just all around determined. And I just can't ask for a better player in a sport she's never played, and she excels in. So
Good.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have 2 words for Cassie. The first one is relentless, because I've seen her go through stuff that is just like got her down, but she always bounces back really fast, which is super admirable. And leader, because when someone needs to take charge, it's always Cassie, and we always look to Cassie to do it. So yeah.
Very good. Yes.
I just want to say, like, thank you for being a big sister to me and teaching me, like, daily life stuff that I need to know.
Yes.
Okay, my first one is genuine, because I don't know how many more genuine people I've met than Cassie. She's so caring, and I mean that like for anyone that she meets. Like, she'll go out of her way. She made all of our promposals. Like, she's so caring, and I definitely want to say determined to reach her goals, and she is so self-motivated, and I wish I had a little bit more of that. So proud of you.
I mean, she's like the best friend I've ever had, and she has made such a huge impact on my life. And no matter what time of day, I know she'll always be there.
I just wanted to say, you're really nice, and you're really good at picking people up, no matter if you're down or like downer than the rest of us. And I'm gonna miss you a lot.
Good. Very good. Yes.
I remember the first time, or like the first time this year where I had a class with Cassie. The first thing that she like talked to me about, it was about something that I was doing wrong. So she was always like correcting me in a sense, and we've always had that humor going. I just want to tell her thank you for that.
At this time, we will have our signing ceremony, and then afterwards we'll get some pictures with moms, dads, and coaches and players and that type of thing. So now did you play college sports?
Baseball.
Did you? Whereabouts?
Palm Beach State.
Did you? Yeah. Ah, very good. Did you play cotton? Never mind. Okay. Well, very good. Well, obviously you come from a pretty athletic family. I know Uncle John was quarterback at Marshall, so I've done a little bit of investigating and remembering, and so that's pretty cool. And obviously, so now we just continue to add to that lineage. And Cassie, of course, is going to be signing this letter of intent. Obviously, other signatures have already been affixed there, and she'll be playing college volleyball at Eastern Florida State, the Titans. So, as you will. Mom, Dad, if you can come on up here, we'll get